Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I am wearing a sweater, so the fan is not on. Seriously, it's a bit chilly today. I'm enjoying it though. I have no problem. Remember, I was born in winter, so cold weather is not a hardship for me. It's not an issue for me at all. So, but I'm enjoying the fact that I'm wearing a sweater in mid to late May. Wait a minute, this is the last full week of May, so this is late May. Yeah, tell me climate change is a hoax. Tell me global warming doesn't exist. Sure, it doesn't. I live in the state of New Jersey where we see and feel all four seasons. Who's going to wear this in late May? I don't know. Anyway, well, yours truly, obviously. So yes, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch. Although today I'm not Mr. Lighting and a Fan, I am Mr. Lighting because there's plenty of lighting and no fan is on. Anyway, right now the time is approximately 8:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Yes, it is. And the moon is waning in Aries, and the sun is transiting in Gemini. So I have the honor and pleasure of continuing my More Than a Walkthrough series of videos, starring the Mystic Male Tarot, written and illustrated by the late and great John C. Jennison Jr. And since it's been a while since I've shown everybody the box, I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of said box. This is, I believe it's the Judgment card, which we are getting very close to. And then I'm going to do a 360-degree thing where we see this and this. And on the bottom you will see the logo for Mr. Jennison Jr.'s company, Astonishing Queer Tales. And then we're going to do another 360. And then we're going to go back to the beginning. And since we haven't done the box in a while, I'm also going to do that, and that, and that, and that. And there you go. So, today's video stars, appropriately, the star, or rather the star card. So I'm going to have Drake do a close-up of the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous back of the card design that I love and adore so much. And I am just so, I didn't get that. What do you want me to do? Drake? Okay. Sometimes I miss the cues. So, I mean, now that Mr. Jennison Jr. is dead, I could always talk to his spirit and say, by the way, I really dig this back of the card design. I would have preferred telling him in person, but you know. And here we have the Starman, which is truly the Starman. So, yes, I dig the innovativeness and the originality. Well, for me, there's an originality to this particular depiction of the star card, and I'm really, really happy with it. Of course, you know me, I'm happy with the back of the card design. So before I read the description, I just want to do a reminder that for Mr. Jennison Jr., if a card was reversed or upside down, it was expressing its shadow side. So one could argue that when the card is upright or right side up, it represents its light side. Okay, so very short little white booklet, or LWB for short. The Star, Trump 17, Aquarius. Keep the faith and you will reach your true purpose. A time of renewal is upon you and will lead you to great outcomes. The shadow side is being disconnected from your dreams or spirituality. Watch that you don't fall into despair at this time. I want to talk a little bit about this card with connection to Lenormand. Because one thing that I've noticed about the Lenormand cards is that the star card in Lenormand has to do with spirituality, with spiritual development, with the presence of celestial beings like angels, goddesses, etc. One of the traditional meanings, so it's interesting that John C. Jennison Jr. touched upon spirituality in this. Okay, Drake, could you please stop making noise? I would appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much. Okay, he didn't get the memo. So if you could stop making noise, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Like I was saying, so I love the fact that John C. Jennison Jr., or rather the late and great John C. Jennison Jr., touched upon the spirituality interpretation inherent in the star card of the tarot. And I do find it interesting that the star card in Lenormand also relates to spirituality. I love that the star is strategically placed because the starman looks really nude, but it's covering up a lot, so you can't tell that he's fully nude. One can imply full nudity, but you get what I'm saying. One of the traditional meanings of the star card is hope. So I've always loved associating the phrase keep hope alive with the star card. Also, in my experience, the star card also represents the presence of angels and archangels. Now, traditionally, there is no tarot card that is astrologically or symbolically associated with Archangel Uriel. Uriel is both the divine psychic of the archangels and the divine psychologist of the archangels. So one could call upon Uriel if you want to develop your psychic abilities, especially the clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, etc. Or if you want to learn something metaphysical, magical, mystical, or spiritual. I remember doing a reading for a client, and I was guided and led to tell said client that she can call upon Archangel Uriel to help her decide what to learn first. Because I don't remember all the details at this point in time, but my sense was that she was torn between learning 3 different metaphysical things, and she didn't know which one to choose. I believe she was opting between tarot, palmistry, and Western astrology. But it was not ideal for her, for a variety of reasons, for her to study all 3 of them simultaneously. So she decided, actually I don't know what she decided, because I recommended that she consult with Archangel Uriel to help her determine which would be the best one at that time for her to learn first. Anyway, also in his role as the divine psychologist, Archangel Uriel helps people find the right therapist, or the right counselor, or the right social worker, or the right psychiatrist if you need to get prescription medication. So, and the star card is interesting also because, remember, there's a combination of major arcana cards that indicate the client is going to be on TV. And that combination of cards is the sun, the moon, and the star. I have almost gotten those 3 cards in the same reading. Almost. On 2 or 3 occasions. Interestingly enough, in my life, I have been on TV. Nothing major, like a major news network or a streaming service, but I have been on 3 different independent networks, and that's not the correct term for them. Technically that is, but that's not the term that I know them to be. Definitely local. All 3 of them are in the New York City area, although one is actually Long Island, so that's not really New York City, although a lot of New Yorkers believe that Long Island is the 6th New York City borough, but that's another topic for another video for another day. Generally speaking, the star card is also about the client is being empowered. The client is being empowered from on high, or from the spirits, if you will. I am forever thankful to John C. Jennison Jr. or rather the late and great John C. Jennison Jr. for creating a beautiful gay male themed majors only tarot deck. I'm very, very picky about tarot decks. I say that with no malice, no hesitation, and no apologies. And I am very reluctant to buy majors only tarot decks. But seeing this particular majors only deck, it was a no-brainer. And I was so happy that I was able to make a pledge to the Kickstarter campaign for this particular majors only deck. And I'm so happy that I have a copy of it, and I do look forward to using this deck for readings when I complete this series of more than a walkthrough videos. And of course, thank you to all of you in YouTube land for honoring who I am and what I do. And thank you to all of you also in YouTube land for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and everything he does as well. Thank you so much for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, and for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And an extra big and beautiful thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions, including the individual whose phone reading with me is next month, who's already paid in advance, and I have yet to get back to her to find out what time and date, which I will be doing that tonight, no matter what. And to those of you in advance, thank you in advance for buying me a coffee, because remember, the more coffees people buy me, the more live videos you can see in the future. That's how it goes. That higher internet service provider bill is not going to pay itself. And believe me, I would love to go to my internet service provider and say, I'm ready to pay for this month's bill. Who wants to have their reading? I don't have it like that. I'm not hooked up like that. I'd love to be hooked up like that, but I'm just going to call that for now a lovely fantasy. So I wish all of you a beautiful night, a wonderful week, and as always, stay tuned for the next video.